Them niggas been popping too much shit, and we could never catch them because we was always on the road. We was never in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We stayed, man. We used to be in Miami for months, New York for months, LA for months. Like, we used to be on tour for months. So our time in Atlanta was very short compared to everybody else that was around there. And you gotta understand, Slick fresh out of prison, so he can't really move like that. So he's moving around with his crew and standing on shit too.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but a lot of flaw shit happened behind a lot of shit that niggas did. Like a lot of niggas put in work behind that CTE name for this nigga to make it like, you know, they shouldn't have did it, or they wasn't going by his rules, or what they, you know, it was just a lot of sucker shit that went on.
You think he was doing it like the mafia, like how you know this? You gotta get that green light from the top dog.
Yeah, a lot of shit had to get green lighted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit had to get green lighted, but some shit ain't gotta get green lighted. An enemy's an enemy. You know what I'm saying? An op is an op. If we see him, it's up. And you ain't gotta look for no light, cause the light always green. And that's what it was with them niggas. Brick Squad and Gucci, the light's always green. We don't give a fuck where we catch them. It could be at the inauguration for the president. Get on their ass. Putting the beats on him for running your mouth. That's the second time, cause he got it again at the Sweet Lounge.
Damn.
But that's what you know. Back then, you violate, we demonstrate. That was the motto.
Do you know? So that's one incident. Do you know the story behind Slick Pulla running into Waka Flocka and all of them? I don't.
Yeah, you know, them niggas was. See, that story is kind of crazy because there was some flaw shit that happened behind that. Cause you gotta understand, them niggas was dissing. Them niggas was dissing big. You feel me? Mixtape after mixtape. What the fuck is a corporate thug and all this shit? So Slick fresh out of prison. Slick fucking around go to Wall Street. Guess who in there? Waka and him. Immediately on his ass. Boom, boom, boom. Black eye. Right? He got Slick. He tried to grab Slick and slam him. Slick ends up slamming his ass. So he on top of Waka. Slick on top of Waka, giving it to him. And that's when the Waka security guard smacked Slick with the gun and then went off inside the store. And that's when everybody got up and dispersed. But by the time then, he was already blacked-eyed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that shit was supposed to happen. But you let Jeezy tell it. You know, Jeezy was mad about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But why would Slick do that? Man, what the fuck, man? Gonna fuck up everything we built. And I'm sitting there like, what you mean? These niggas is dissing. He supposed to do that. Cause if we catch him, we gonna do that right. That's how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? But you know, niggas don't know the behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Jeezy was mad that Slick did that shit. But guess what? The world was happy. Motherfuckers was like, hell yeah, that's what you supposed to do. Them niggas been popping too much shit, and we could never catch them because we was always on the road. We was never in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We stayed, man. We used to be in Miami for months, New York for months, LA for months. Like, we used to be on tour for months. So our time in Atlanta was very short compared to everybody else that was around there. And you gotta understand, Slick fresh out of prison, so he can't really move like that. So he's moving around with his crew and standing on shit too.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but a lot of flaw shit happened behind a lot of shit that niggas did. Like a lot of niggas put in work behind that CTE name for this nigga to make it like, you know, they shouldn't have did it, or they wasn't going by his rules, or what they, you know, it was just a lot of sucker shit that went on.
You think he was doing it like the mafia, like how you know this? You gotta get that green light from the top dog.
Yeah, a lot of shit had to get green lighted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit had to get green lighted, but some shit ain't gotta get green lighted. An enemy's an enemy. You know what I'm saying? An op is an op. If we see him, it's up. And you ain't gotta look for no light, cause the light always green. And that's what it was with them niggas. Brick Squad and Gucci, the light's always green. We don't give a fuck where we catch them. It could be at the inauguration for the president. Get on their ass. Like, for real, that's what it was. But then, you know, after a while, the shit started getting red lighted. Jeezy wasn't moving on nothing. You feel me? He wanted to red light everything. He didn't want no beef for some reason. I mean, I understand you grow and all that, but man, fuck that. Like some shit don't never end. You'll never see 50 Cent and Ja Rule do a versus. That's all I'm saying. And you should never see Gucci and Jeezy do one.
Man, so that's another one, bro. I want to ask you about this. I don't know if you touched on this, man. It was a point in time when Alley Boy, you know what I'm saying, he was sending some shots at Young Jeezy. I don't think Jeezy ever really responded. I think it was Jeezy and like T.I., if my memory serves me correctly. Like, were you around during that time too? Did anything come behind that?
Nah, nothing really came behind that. Like, cause that shit really wasn't nothing. Like, I don't even like. That shit came after. Cause you gotta understand, we did a song with Alley Boy in Trouble. So I don't know. Me myself, I don't know really where that beef came from. Like, cause it really wasn't never like that. They had people said shit, but that was just them. That was just duct tape. You feel me? That's what they did, and they already felt like Jeezy weren't from Atlanta. You feel me? And then they already had the big bitch Jade. You know, she was always she was always playing both sides, so no telling what she was saying. And then they probably didn't like how Jeezy was doing her, cause Jeezy didn't like her. But he sat next to her on Big Facts, huh? He ain't like Big Bank either, but he sat next to him on Big Facts, cause I guess he's older now. And like Big Bank said, you gotta come meet the new me. The old me, that's the old me. You gotta meet the new me. You know, that's what they feel like. Me, the old me is still me. Fuck you. If I ain't like you then, I don't like you now. No matter how old I get, I'm going to my grave with this shit. Fuck you.
Hold on, bro. So was it from Jeezy's perspective? Was it F them prior to him doing a song with Alley Boy, or was this after that? Like him, Alley Boy dissing and all of that.
Man, Jeezy was like fuck them before the song. If it wasn't for Carbon pushing for that shit, and Carbon always was trying to connect Jeezy with niggas around the city to make shit. Cause you know everybody, cause the niggas used to always be like Jeezy ain't from here. Niggas didn't like Jeezy, man. Niggas like niggas in his crew. Like so, that's why we had relationships outside of what he had. You know what I'm saying? He used to have to call us to get in contact with certain niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because he always felt like he didn't need to be in contact with them niggas. And if anybody go and look back to when Gucci Mane, before Gucci Mane got out, I want to say not this time, but the other time before last, whenever, Jeezy did a whole mixtape with everybody. He had Pee Wee Longway on it. He had Offset on it. He had goddamn, who else he had on it? I can't even think. But he did a mixtape with all the young niggas. The shit didn't do nothing though. You know what I'm saying? That was him trying to counterattack the Gucci Mane shit before Gucci Mane got out. And you gotta understand, me and him had plenty of conversations before Gucci Mane got out. You know what I'm saying? Like in the booth, just me and him. Like, hey man, this nigga come out, he come out playing, we gotta get him. Like if he come out say anything, we gotta get him. We can't take no shorts.